Hi, everybody. Welcome to the social media workshop. We cannot wait to share some really great ideas. And hopefully when you're done, you're going to feel like a social media expert ready to tackle all the things social media. Shanna Hibbert is joining me, so we will be going through this together. So we are very excited to talk about social media, the fact that it's here to stay for now. For sure. And we need to have ways to be ready to be present on social media and also figure out how to be engaging, authentic, and be ourselves. So the agenda for this meetup is social selling, the algorithm, power stories, and quality content checklists. All right. Well, we are going to get started right away with social selling, and I'm going to toss this to Shanna.
Thank you, Melissa. So I'm excited to tag team this training with Melissa. She's super knowledgeable when it comes to social media and just using it to work your business. It is an absolutely great tool. And I think it's really neat. If you guys look on the slide here, I think it's so neat. The different sales model that we have from someone even 5 years ago. 10 years ago, thinking back to maybe whenever your parents sold something for the first time and the ways they had to go about it. But the old sales model had to do with cold calls, which those cold anything is not my favorite thing to do in this industry. Sales demos and qualifying leads. And the new sales model is social networks, which is your social selling, educating people, engaging with people, and it all makes up social selling. So really we're in an era of more of a relationship type selling to where you build those relationships and you build that trust with people. And a lot of times that allows them to be loyal to you. And that's something we definitely want to build is customer loyalty. So what is social selling? Social selling is a lead generation technique where salespeople directly interact with their prospects on social media platforms. So this allows you to get to know your consumer. And the benefit of that is, to me, if I know my consumer, I can customize what recommendations I'm making to best fit their needs. And in turn, I don't feel like a salesperson. I don't feel salesy because I'm offering a solution to a challenge or a problem, and I'm helping people. I'm educating people on something that's beneficial for them and their family. So kind of giving them that whiffum of what's in it for them. And I can't do that if I don't know somebody. And social selling allows me to get to know people. It builds relationships, trust, personal branding, and allows us to really customize that product or those recommendations for our customers. And like I said, it does build loyalty whenever you build those relationships with people, because it almost becomes like a friendship with your customers. I will say a lot of my customers have become my friends. I've made a lot of new friends through this business. And same with my teammates, people that I never would have been able to meet. And social selling has made that possible. There's people all over the United States that I wouldn't have been able to meet if it weren't for the social selling platform. And that can be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it. But we have so many people at our fingertips that we wouldn't have had in that old sales model. So Melissa is actually going to be covering algorithm next, and she's going to go over tips and tricks, kind of like I shared with you guys. We don't want to feel salesy, and the algorithm helps prevent really showing a lot of those types of posts. So Melissa's going to go over some features and benefits on algorithm and how it works.
Thank you, Shanna. All right, so we're going to talk about the algorithm. You might not know what I'm talking about, and you might know. It has definitely become a word a lot of us are familiar with. When it first came out, none of us really knew it existed. It is true, and it is really the ranking system in social media platforms. It's the technical means of how they sort posts based on relevancy, publish time, really how long, who is following you based off if Facebook thinks or Instagram or any platform thinks that person's going to be interested in what you're saying. So it's sort of this algorithm mathematical equation, so to speak, that depending on how you post, when you post, it can build up your algorithm to where more people see what you're posting, or it could ding your algorithm. So we're going to talk about how to use the algorithm in your favor. And I'm going to give you some stats and statistics that are really current because it is ever changing. I think we know that, just like Shanna mentioned, it's, got here today, gone tomorrow. So we want to stay on top of what's going on with social media. But the algorithm was created by software engineers of the platforms really to maximize user engagements because they want people on their platforms. And so they want them to see content that they like and enjoy. So maximizing that user engagement is really, really beneficial to you for all the things of getting more people to see your stuff. Okay, well, I'm also gonna throw some facts in, and I think we've got this really cool graphic here to share about really thinking through meaningful interactions on social media so that you are not just salesy, so that every time you're on there, they think, here she's coming or here he's coming with more things he's wanting to sell me. But they really feel like they know you, they know Melissa, they know Shanna. We're their friend and we're offering them something useful. So you want to think about the who, different things over there in that section, popularity, that just leads to, for the algorithm, how many reactions you get for your post, how many comments, likes, that kind of thing. And that's one of those things, as you go and you develop yourself and your style, you will learn. And you can even go back, like I just went before we came on here and looked through my own posts in my VIP group, and I could clearly see a pattern of the things people like that I'm posting in there. So I'm going to try to do more of those, if that makes sense. And you'll figure that out as you go. It's one of those learn as you go. Also, I want to talk more about the nitty gritty facts of 2022 right now, so you guys can see. So according to all the research, 51% of people prefer short form video. These are our reels, these are our stories, these are TikToks. That's what is relevant right now. So we need to learn it. If we don't know how to do it, we need to figure it out. I will say I was one of those that was very hesitant about the reels. They intimidated me. You can become the graduate of Google University very quickly. You can Google any of these things and learn very fast how to make a reel, how to do a TikTok, all those things. And you'll also learn, what you're good at, what's funny. Spend some time on those platforms and see what people are liking and what's popular right now. I think that's a really good idea. This is what's crazy. Are you ready for this statistic? 82% of consumers and any sort of company that advertises things like that are using internet videos. That includes lives, that includes recorded videos, and obviously the short form videos, which is what we're talking about. But this is the stat that blew me away and told me I need to step up my reel game and step up that stuff. Video shared, 1,200% more likely to have your stuff shared than any link or text you post. So think about that again. Your video that you share is 1,200% more likely to be shared amongst other people than a link or a text post, which is just words. Think about that. So put that on your list to make sure you're doing. Also, it holds your audience's attention 7 times longer than anything else. So if they're watching a video, live recorded, short form, they're going to have, this going to hold their attention 7 times longer than just a post. They can just kind of scroll and roll. So think about that as you're making your social media plans of what you're going to want to do. I will tell you this, I want to encourage you of this because I know a lot of us are intimidated by social media and this algorithm, and we don't want to mess it up and we don't want to make mistakes, but we're going to. That's part of it. Certainly our journey everywhere we've gone. I'm going to use the analogy of going to work for the first time at a brand new job. When you get there and it's a brand new job, you don't know anything. You don't even know where the microwave is. You have to learn all the things, and you're going to mess up and you're going to make mistakes. But guess what? To keep that job, you're going to show up. You're going to keep showing up, and every day it's going to get easier, and every day you're going to get better, and every day you're going to learn more. And that to me is a perfect analogy of social media and just showing up. Don't go radio silent. Make sure you do that. And the people that the people that are going to like your style are going to end up being the people that are going to become your customers or possibly your future downlines. And so remember that you're attracting, the people to sort of what you're doing. So I think what we find is we find our voice, we find who we are, and therefore in the algorithm, eventually, even if we ding it a little bit at first, it just continues to grow and get better and work in your favor. And it's going to deliver things to the people that are more likely to purchase or more likely to end up being a salesperson or a downline. An idea that Shanna had, and I think this is brilliant, you can go in and create a fake private group and practice. Get on there and do a live video. You're the only one that's going to see it. She even said for a long time she would even do her posts in there just to see how it would look on a phone versus a computer. I think that's a great idea. So that is a really good option to sort of rip the Band-Aid off and try to do some of these things that the algorithm is going to love. Okay, so I think that wraps up the algorithm. So Shanna is going to talk next about your story, and I'm going to toss that to her.
Thank you, Melissa. So one of the things that Melissa had mentioned was being authentic and being yourself. And one of the ways that you can do that, I think sometimes it's kind of hard to have that self-reflection and understand why are you doing what you're doing. So I think it's really important for everyone to have a story or a power story in their business. And I think that this really helps to streamline who are you talking to? Who do you want as your customers? Who do you want as your business partners and your downline? And one of my favorite quotes, I think the first person I heard share it was Jessie Lee. I have heard it a couple other places as well, but I'm not sure who the original owner is, but I personally first heard it from Jessie Lee, and that's facts tell and stories sell. And that is so true because we can spout out statistics and factual information all day, but it's the heartstrings and it's the feelings that we give people at the end of the day that help to build those relationships that we talked about and help to build that trust and help to build your brand so people know you and who they're shopping with and who they're supporting. So we created this little template to help you guys build a power story. Because like I said, sometimes it's kind of hard. Sometimes you're like, oh, shoot, I'm just here for the discount. What do you mean a power story? So I think these questions will help you have some self-awareness of things that you can share. I was one of those people that I signed up for the discount and it truly evolved for me. And my power story has transitioned. This is something that might be one way today if you're brand new in the business, and a year from now it can transition. But I think knowing who you are, knowing why you're here and what your purpose is will help you be able to target those people that are the best fit for being your customers and being your business partners. And even being those supporters, not necessarily someone that shops with you, but someone that interacts with you on Facebook and is your cheerleader to the things that you're sharing. So the template, some questions that we encourage you to ask, and you can even jot these down and answer these questions, write out these sentences, and that's going to help you with your story. And like Melissa said, I made a dummy Facebook group where it's a private group. Nobody's in there but me. But this would be a great place for you to go and practice your story, whether it's through video, whether it's through a reel of maybe you doing laundry in your laundry room one day and you share your power story as a voiceover, or maybe you go live and share your power story, or maybe you do a post with a picture with your power story. But having this will give you tools on content, you guys. If you have this, you have content at your fingertips. And it's you being your genuine self. It's not going to be something that somebody else can take from you because it's your story. So who are you and where have you been? So you can talk about your work history or school history. Where have you lived? What have you done in your life? The next one is what has happened in your life to cause you to look for something more? And you guys, for some of you, this may be a big heartstring story right now. And for some of you, it may just be, I wanted a discount on Topanga products. That's why I'm here. And that's what I was looking for. And that's okay. Because you're going to have somebody on your newsfeed that's like, you know what? I want a discount too. I want to go join her and, get paid to do my laundry. So it doesn't always have to be a big struggle story. But sometimes it is. So again, that can change in your story as well. How did you hear about Topanga and why did you want to be a part of it? So is it the community? Maybe you saw a post on someone's Facebook where everyone was getting together for a sip and sample and you needed an excuse for a girls' night. That could be part of why you wanted to be a part of Topanga. It could be, like I said, the discount aspect. It could be because your best friend was doing it and you need more time with your best friend. I mean, there are hundreds of reasons of why people join Topanga, and only you know what that is. And that can definitely evolve as well. And then what is your business doing for you, or what is it going to do for you? So if you're brand new to the business and you're like, well, I haven't done anything with my business yet. Think about, what do you want to get out of this? Is it just the 30% back on your personal products? Are you wanting to build a team? Melissa and I have talked about this multiple times, but we truly love training and developing other people. We like goal setting with other people and helping them achieve those goals. So that's something that we truly enjoy in the business, is helping other people and developing other leaders in the company. And some of you may have that same one, or maybe you just need a little extra mad money. Maybe you would like to get your nails done, a few times a month, guilt-free, or go get a massage, or splurge on a purse, or a date night, or what have you. But maybe it's just a little extra income, so you don't have that guilt. Spending that extra money on yourself, or spending that extra money at Christmas time on your kids that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So there's definitely all kinds of reasons of what your business could do for you or is doing for you. But collectively, all of these questions, you guys, you would be able to share your story. So you could share these individually, or you can share it as a story as a whole. So for example, who are you and where have you been? My name is Shanna Hibbard. I'm a previous color educator for Paul Mitchell. I also ran multiple salons and was an area market trainer. I truly enjoy developing other people and helping them grow. What has happened in your life to cause you to look for something more? After my second child was born, I became a stay-at-home mom. I didn't realize that the missing piece to that was still being able to help other people outside of my home, train and develop, and have that adult interaction that I was missing. How did you hear about Topanga, and why did you want to be a part of it? I ordered a bottle of detergent online one day and I fell in love with it and I wanted the discount. What is your business doing for you or going to do for you? My business has helped me build relationships, have a sense of community. It has definitely helped our household financially, and I still get to be home with my children. And it also allows me to train and develop other people, which was something I was able to do in my previous career. So you guys see how all of those questions just help me share about my Topanga story, about my power story. And there may be another mom out there that's either a stay-at-home mom, or maybe she's playing with the idea of being a stay-at-home mom, or maybe she became one after working in, the public like I did. And I miss talking to people. I talked to people all day, every day in my previous job, and going from that to a stay-at-home mom at home with a baby, you don't have that interaction. So you may be speaking to somebody. I have several nurses on my team that they may be here for the extra income so they don't have to take those extra shifts. Teachers that, during the summertime, it gives them something extra to do while they're off from school. So literally all walks of life, you guys, your story is going to touch somebody. And like Melissa said, there's going to be somebody out there that can relate to you. So be yourself. Don't feel like you have to be Melissa. Don't feel like you have to be me. Don't feel like you have to be your upline, but genuinely being yourself is going to bring those right people to you. And having your power story ready and loaded and using it in reels, stories, TikToks, live videos, posts, it's going to make you more relatable to people. And I promise you guys, you won't get that icky feeling of being a salesperson, but just genuinely being a person that helps other people. So The next thing that Melissa and I are actually going to tag team this one. I'm going to hit on this first slide and then she's going to take over on the next slide. But we wanted to give y'all like an outline, kind of a checklist when you do go to post on any platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever you're using at the time. And if you're one of those people that maybe you are a pro at posting on social media and you don't need this checklist, that's totally fine. Or maybe you're an overshare and you need to reel it in. This checklist really helps you to think about what you're putting out there. Or maybe you're somebody that's like, I just don't even know where to start with posting on social media. This checklist is going to help you guys put into perspective some things to share, make sure you're hitting on certain points. So the first thing is the tagline or description that stops the scroll. So in my mind, specifically Instagram, like you can usually see 1 or 2 lines of the tagline on Instagram. So you want that to be eye-catching, and some fun ideas are like song lyrics. One of the ones I love to do is the This Is How We Do It by Montel. And like, I think that's super fun for Topanga because you can share that. It's relatable. There's going to be people that love that song back in the day. And you could put it with, you know, a reel of you doing laundry for the day or removing stains from your kids' clothes or what have you. But if you start with those song lyrics, that may stop someone's scroll and they're like, oh, what is she doing? How do we do this? A surprise element. So maybe starting with a question. And a surprise element at the end of that video, like they want to see what the answer to that question is or that surprise is. Ask a question, curiosity, fun, lighthearted, or catchy. Those kinds of things will stop people's scroll. Sometimes like a little rhyme will stop people's scroll. So just make sure that your tagline within like the first 1 or 2 lines is something along those lines that's going to make people want to stop and read or watch what you have to offer. Address a problem or a pain point. On-brand solutions or topics, walk through resolutions. So for example, the fabric spray, it's great for dog beds. So sharing like, oh my gosh, my dog got outside and came in and the dog bed smells awful. Thank goodness for my fabric spray because it canceled out that, you know, dog smell. It was raining today and that wet dog smell is gone thanks to Topanga. It could be that thank you Topanga for making a product that is safe for everyone in my household. So on-brand topics or solutions are in addressing problems or pain points. And as far as the business goes, you guys, that could be a business post too. Whether someone's working extra overtime to make that extra income or they're looking for an inclusive community or what have you. The next one is repeating key phrases. So bringing them back to the purpose of the post that you're trying to make, and then break up long text. So spacing matters and try to keep it short and sweet. So I say sticking to the meat and potatoes of what you're trying to get across. So I'm going to pass it off to Melissa and she's going to wrap up this checklist.
Thank you, Shanna. Okay, so it really just goes back to the whole thing. Really what we've been talking about is about being yourself. And so before you post, ask yourself some questions and you will get to where you don't have to really stop and do this. You'll get your rhythm. You really will. But what's the purpose of this content? What am I really trying to do? Is it always sales? You know, what am I really trying to do here? Am I just trying to get engagement? Am I trying to, you know, have them trust me more as far as like what I'm doing or introduce Topanga to people? So just really think about that. Also, you need to have a call to action or a call to think or a call for them to comment, because the more of that affects your algorithm. So the more people like that post or comment or say something, then all of a sudden it's delivering to more people. And so in turn, it just snowballs. So you really need to give something for them to do, some reason or thing with your post. Also, you're building trust. You're establishing that voice. They're learning who you are. They're getting to know you before you know it. You know, your friends on there. I have several people that I don't see often. I maybe see every 6 months, but I feel connected. I think you probably can relate to what I'm saying. When you see them, you feel connected. You've been seeing their updates on their families and their kids and those kind of things. And so anything you can do to establish that voice and just create that relationship is a good thing. And then also, did you create a feeling in that post? There needs to be some emotion, a feeling, something. That's the kind of thing that stops that scroll. Okay, let's talk about this. Facebook preferences, faces. It's one of those algorithm things. They would rather show a picture of you holding a detergent up like this than just maybe the detergent. So remember that. And when you feel like, even if you don't have makeup on, be you. Grab that. You're knee deep in the laundry room and you want to capture that moment, or you've cleaned some shoes and they look really great. Get your face in there with that picture too. So anytime you can do that, it's really good. Make sure though, with your photos, you're being careful. We want to, we do want to be authentic and real, but we also want to have good lighting, good natural lighting. We want the photos to feel, relevant, whether it's a graphic or a photo, and just feel real and make it eye-catching to make sure that they're, going to stop and actually look at that. And that's really all I had left on that quality post checklist and things to ask. So I think, Shannon, I'm going to throw it back to you to wrap us up today.
Thank you, Melissa. So the big thing that Melissa and I really want to stress to you guys today is obviously be authentic, be yourself, because that is going to connect you with the right people. And that's something we really want in this business with our customers and with our business partners, is to be connected to the right people. And when you're your genuine self, that will happen, that will come. And another thing with social media, you guys, is you have to be consistent and show up even when you think people aren't seeing, and even when you think people aren't interacting. The algorithm, it shakes things up on a regular basis, but the more consistent you are, the more that you interact with people and you respond to people and you're genuine. Every social media platform, you guys, their focus is meaningful connections. It doesn't matter if it's TikTok, if it's Facebook, if it's Instagram. That algorithm is programmed to watch for those meaningful connections, and that involves you interacting with people. I did a training, I guess it was probably 4 or 5 months ago, and one of the tips that she gave us was, before you get on Facebook and you start posting about your business or about yourself or any of the things each day, hop on and look for at least 3 people that you're wanting to connect with, whether it's a customer that you're wanting to build that friendship with, whether it's an old friend that you haven't talked to in a while, and go to their page and find something on there and interact with them. Find a family picture, find a post that they've had. But I think sometimes because of the algorithm, we don't see those people all the time. So if you have a list of people that you would like to build those relationships with and eventually maybe become a customer, or maybe eventually become a business partner, I'll tell you guys, being in the cosmetology industry, there are people that I worked with previously that I would love to have as a business partner one day. And I think whenever it comes to timing, going back to whenever we hear crickets, there is going to be a perfect time for everybody in the industry. And it may not be my timing. So for example, if Sally is on my list, my wish list of business partners, it may not be her time right now, but if I'm consistent with Sally and I keep building that relationship with Sally, when the time is right for Sally, she's going to remember my name. She's going to remember my consistency. She's going to remember me being genuine. And I think that's the biggest thing, is instead of looking at sales and instead of looking at how many bottles can you sell or how much PSV can you get, all of that is super important, but look at it more as, what relationships can I build? What problems can I solve for other people? What solutions can I offer them to make something easier in their life, whether it's their income or their laundry day or cleaning out the refrigerator with a multi-purpose cleaner? But looking at it more as offering solutions and offering to help people and being a people-based business. Whenever you're running your business, look at it that way versus the sales aspect, you guys, and the right people are going to come along. And Melissa and I have talked about this before too. These products, the great thing about it is when people do smell them, they typically want to try them and they get hooked on them. And then for people that can't, that's what our before and after solution pictures and things like that are for, is to show them what our products can do for them. Because people, at the end of the day, they want to know what's in it for me. If I buy this product, what is in it for me? Is it, helping my child that has had to have scent-free products their whole life be able to go to football practice and have good smelling laundry and come out of football practice not smelling like football practice? Or is it the child that has asthma and wasn't able to use scented products before? Or is it the child with sensitive skin or the husband or wife with sensitive skin? So offering those solutions, you guys, and just be consistent on social media platforms. And Facebook isn't for everybody. Instagram, not for everybody. TikTok, not for everybody. But I promise you, if you find at least one platform, a minimum of one platform, and be consistent, the results will come. So thank you guys so much, and we hope you have a great day.